Alrighty, let me get rid of that and say hello. It is the end of week 7, the beginning of week 8, and I know I've been saying it every week, but whoa, we are on the downhill slide and we are almost done. So let me do this. Let me roll up 7 because I graded it last night. Most of you seem to get the pieces that were important. Building that sub page is really an important part. Building out that menu. Some of you actually just built it out rather than to planned it out. I was fine with that. Um, this week you're going to have e-commerce platforms, such an important topic, at least an introduction here. We're going to do an online compression and build out your pages. So where we introduced how to use online sites like Pixlr, right? Some of you already had the Adobe product suite, which is fine. But you're going to use a site that I have found to use, and then we'll do a little bit on payment gateways because that is part of the e-commerce platform of an understanding is how that payment processing from that credit card acquisition all the way to getting it to somebody's bank. So having an understanding of that is good. And then we do a cloud. And now this, and I was just kind of looking at this real quickly because I think the reference I have is a little bit older, but continuing to build out. Again, we're seeing the idea of building each week on more Project Zero content so that you're getting that ready because again, you know when it's due, you know what that's, because I had you last week do this, right? I had you, and all of you got it. But when it comes to this favicon, I just did a recent search here and I found and this is for some hosting company, but the article was recent. It seemed to go over some of the things that I think have tripped up students possibly in the past. Sometimes the icons don't show up, but we're really building this branding icon that I'm pointing to, like the one for Gmail, the one for Fresno City up here in Canvas, right? So we're building that out for our sites. And there are just really good instruction here. The video I gave as well will be helpful in that. But I'm just telling you, if for some reason yours doesn't show up, and actually I covered it in the video, that's where I'm looking in here, but I do want to show you, I just did a quick search for what is a favicon. Actually, no, I said how to code a favicon. And there's some good output you can look in here as well if you're hitting stumbling up against any of those issues. Okay. I do want to just briefly talk about, I did add week 9 content. I found some content that I liked for our last week. And you don't have an instruction video for each of these days like we've done in the past. I will then next week go over these items. But the one thing I want to say is Project Zero here, I added one item that I know has, and I even put a reference here because I added it the other day. And I wanted to be clear that all the content on the page must be updated, or if you're not using it, then it needs to be removed. So it either has to be updated for your particular site with your particular content, or you need to remove it. So all things need to be working. The buttons need to be working. They can't have broken links. All the pages need to work, right? So those are just some of the things in the past as I was thinking about this, I saw students run into. And it's really important. You got to grade yourself, right? Give yourself a grade, right? Like, because that's part of it, is like how well you've looked at these requirements, how well have you implemented them, right? So I just want to give you that heads up and make sure you check that out and ask any questions that you may have about that. I do hope to see you in a future class. I do teach, as I've said before, JavaScript, both on the client 93, on the server in 94. I'm teaching React right now. I teach machine learning. I'll be teaching Python next semester. So if you're interested in that class, I believe it will be on Wednesday nights. We're finalizing the schedule now. But look for that in the schedule for the fall 2020. And I think that's it. So I just wanted to go over those items and check in with you. International Women's Day, for anyone interested, and I mean anyone, is next Saturday. And I gave a link to the website and the code for students, not last week, but the week before. I think that's week 6. So if you want to check that out, or if you just want to reach out to me and ask me any questions about that, please do so. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to you soon.